swimming in a pool. You know, a pool has a dip in it, right? And particularly for those that don't know how to swim or in the shallow end, acting all cute and splashing around, think they're going in one direction, think they're going back to the shallow end, but they got turned around and they're going back to the deep end, and then they hit that dip. And the next thing you know, the water is above your head. That's credibility. We have so many leaders with gifts and talents because of character issues, credibility issues. They don't realize their full potential. And everybody got their thing, right? We're talking about going into deep end waters. We're not talking about walking on water, right? If anybody in here can walk on water, let me sit down. I turn this workshop over because you got something to say, right? Y'all saw my story on the video. I got 28 years clean from drinking and drugging. My previous life, you know, pass me by, you won't get high. That was one of my slogans. When I'm easy does it, keep coming, right? When I was in college, my nickname was the Love Dove. I'll let you figure that out, what my problem was there. It wasn't until God said, you know what, I'm going to introduce him to his wife and his mistress in the same person, right? And my first marriage, it was not the same. I'm keeping it real, right? I'm doing this workshop with brothers. We're talking about leadership. We're talking about it's either the money or the honey. We all got that thing. We all got that thing. And I'm talking especially to that person in this room that said, I ain't got nothing. Hey, I don't know. We all got that thing. That character, that credibility issue, right? And so one of the things deep end leaders do is they make sure they surround people that are going to raise their credibility. Surround themselves around people that are going to take them to the next level. My mother used to always say, I don't have to ask you what you're doing. I just look and see who you're hanging with on my way home. And that'll tell me what you are doing, right? So there's this saying that says, you know, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And sometimes a lot of us, including, you know, I like to be smart, right? But in my older leadership journey, I was talking earlier about, you know, getting out of my comfort zone. If I'm always the smartest, most established person in the room, I'm in the wrong room. I'm in the wrong room. This is about perpetual growth, right? And so the 4th C is credibility. And in your journals, in your meditative minds, ask yourself, where do I need to grow in this area? So this is me. You saw this picture in the video. This is me with my homeboys. Puppet. Puppet was the guy with the black jacket. They called him Puppet because he knew how to dance real well. The guy on my left with the hat, his nickname was Sad Sack. And Sad Sack because he used to have those bags in his eyes, used to be a comic book character. And this was my crew. I know it was a bad hair day for me. I think I had that hat on. And these were I was talking about who you're hanging with, right? And that was my crew, and I'm still in touch with these brothers 40 years later. 40 years later, there's a crew of us. We're part of this youth program called the Dome Project. And the 5th C is about collaboration. Dream work takes teamwork. If you just want to bake a cake, you can do that in your kitchen. But if you want to take on Inman, or if you want to take on Betty Crocker, right? You need a team. You need a team. You need more than just your kitchen and your oven. You need partners. You need investors. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I want to do a collab. I'm going to take the liberty, since we'll go over a few minutes, because I want to do this collaboration exercise, because this is the most important thing that we can learn today, the message that I want to leave you, that leadership is about not just you. It's about community, and it's who you're serving, and it's who that you attract to your team. I need 5 volunteers real quick in this corner right here. Come on, 5 volunteers real quick. First come, first serve. All right. All right, we got 5. So I think we already got 5. So that's what it is. See, come on up, come on. No. You come on up here. You come on up here, rambunctious one. No. So you're gonna stay. No, rambunctious is gonna stay, and you're gonna. You have to be quicker. You have to be quicker. So this is the thing. This is how like men and women, we learn differently, right? When I said I need some volunteers, come up and run, and whatnot, like all the brothers came running, right? So I want you to form a circle. This is a collaboration circle. Let's form a circle. Okay, I was wondering if I was gonna have to like draw a circle, what the circle looks like. So give yourself some room, spread out a little bit. Okay. I'm going to give you an orange. I'm going to give you an orange. I'm going to give you an orange. And I'm going to give you an orange. You've been here before, right? You're familiar, right? Sorry, you don't get an orange. This is teamwork. Dreamwork takes teamwork, right? I talked about us having missions in life. And every leader has a mission. And leaders are parts of movements. Leaders are parts of organizations. So I'm going to give this collaboration circle. You haven't done this before, right? Okay, all right. So I don't do this every time, right? Everyone wants to come up with it. So this is the assignment for this collaboration circle. The goal is to keep the oranges up in the air within the circle for, let's say you do it for 30 straight seconds, right? So the goal is to keep the oranges in the air, and I don't mean it's in the air. It has to be in the air without, your hand on it, you're holding it up, within the circle for 30 seconds. All right, go. In the air. I used to do this with eggs. It didn't work out too well. So how are they doing? How many seconds have you kept in the air? All right, we don't have. All right, time. Stay right here. First of all, let's give them a round of applause, right? And we want to take a look at, get some feedback, right? In our leadership growth, feedback is a real important thing. They say feedback is the breakfast of champions. So tell me, how did they do? Okay? They said terrible. All right? So in life, in your leadership journey, you are going to have what I call stumbling blocks and stepping stones. Things that make you stumble and things that make you step. What were some of the stumbling blocks in this collaboration assignment? So it was a coordination, right? So what you really wanted to say is uncoordination, right? So they were uncoordinated. Let's do this a little quickly. What else? What else was some of the
lack of communication?
All right. Unable, so skilled, right?
Yeah.
Unable, like, so, if you can't cook, if somebody hires you or you interview for a job to be a cook, you don't have the skills. You can learn them. What else? Give me a couple more stumbling blocks.
Not focused, not paying attention.
No focus. Someone else said something else.
Communication.
The communication, lack of communication.
No planning.
No energy. That's a big leadership thing. That's a, I'm an energy guy, right? You can tell someone's energy the moment you come into the room. One more stumbling block.
No plan. No plan.
No plan.
I tried.
That's not why. I gotta go. That's why I stopped you. I was all right. They getting a plan on me. Let me stop them. I'm gonna miss the point. So, what were the stepping stones? Because I believe that quite often our stumbling blocks are our stepping stones. Sometimes we gotta go through some pain to find our leadership purpose. Sometimes we gotta get knocked down to rise up to our calling. So whenever I hit some stumbling blocks or something seems like it's failing, I'm finding some stepping stones. So help me find some stepping stones for them. Stepping stones? They did communicate. Okay, communication. A little bit.
Yeah, after we failed a couple of times, Ronaldo said just start passing.
So when you say fail, what was failure?
Dropping it.
So failure was dropping the orange, right? And what happened when they dropped the orange? They picked it up. What's that? That's resilience, right? So they were resilient. Also, I said give them a round. They showed up. I asked for 5 volunteers. They're like, I don't know what he gonna make us do. I don't know what he gonna make us do, but we showing up. And just like I said, what Susan Taylor said, the essence of success, the number one thing is to show up. So that's a stepping stone. They showed up, right? They were resilient. What else? Come on, I gotta have at least an equal number of stepping stones as I have stumbling blocks. So we got a couple more stepping stones. What's that?
Determined.
All right, so we got determined. They were, right? Because they were determined, they were resilient. What else? Yep, that's not resilient, that's determined. What else?
They were willing to work together.
Willingness. One more.
Open-minded.
All right, so we're gonna go with the open-mindedness.
We tried a few different things, like we tried to throw it this way, then we tried to do it this way. It just,
I tried to throw it across.
but we just
so
kept
we
trying to
could
figure out
happen.
different.
And so this is one of the things around collaboration, right? So one, you gotta be willing. We talked about willingness. And then I said go, and they just started. I just started, right? And I said go.
Yeah.
Why did you have to start? Just because I said go. How many times in our leadership journey somebody says, oh, I need you to do this, and you like, don't make no sense. And we don't ask why. We don't ask questions, right? So y'all might have had some questions, right? But you didn't ask them, right? This is what I want each of you to do. In your circle, I just want you to take your orange and just to yourself, keep going up and catching it, right? So the goal was what? Keep the orange, I'm not even looking, I think I heard an orange drop, but that's okay. To keep the oranges in the air for 30 seconds, right? So they think that they're doing the goal. They can do this for like at least 5 minutes. So Ronaldo is on their team, right? Does he have an orange?
No.
But if this team wins, he wins. So Ronaldo, if somebody mentioned humility as leadership, Ronaldo has to be humble enough to say, yo, we winning. Y'all doing good. Keep it up. Angels switching hands and whatnot, getting a little versatile. So they winning. But if Ronaldo is like, it's all about me, and reaches over and grabs Marissa's orange or tries to grab it, how many times have we been in a leadership situation where someone, I ain't getting no credit, I'm not getting no light, I'm not getting no shine? So give them a round of applause. So I'm still on my healthy kick. Lost 14 pounds, so I'm eating these oranges. Collaboration is the key. That's what holds us back. That holds us back as a people. That holds us back as a movement. That holds us back with the lack of unity. One of the stories that I tell around collaboration, I'm going to take the liberty to add on to this, is we've all heard of the parable of the talents, right? And it's the 3 servants. And one day, a master who was about to go on a far journey came to his 3 servants. To one he gave 5, to another he gave 2, and to another he gave 1, each according to their ability. And he went off on this long journey. The brother that got the 5 talents went to the marketplace. He doubled his talents, right? He was like hustling, doubling his talents. The sister, I was like, you always say brothers, but let me I'm growing. The sister got 2 talents. She did the same thing. She went out and she hustled, right? Started her own business, right? Her own Charlene catering corner. And she was like, she doubled her talent. The brother that got the 1 talent, what did he do? He buried it. Why did he bury it? He felt he wasn't good enough. He was also, he was scared, right? What's your name? Bebo? Beamer. With a B. All right, you got to give me, since you raised your hand, what is a leadership quality that you have that's empowering, that starts with the letter B? Brain, that's right. You have more than one brain person, right? If you're on a leadership journey, hopefully there's more than one brain person in the room. You're bold, you're bright. Okay, great. All right, and so what would have happened? So he was scared. And the story says that each got talent according to his ability. And then the parable goes on to say when the master returned, the brother with the 5 talents who doubled it, he got paid and he got rewarded. The sister that had the 2 talents, she got paid, she got rewarded, and she had favor. But the brother that buried his talent came back and said, I was scared, I didn't do anything with the talent. The master said, you could at least put it in a bank that got 1% interest, and he got in big trouble. I always wonder what could have happened if you want to remix this. If the brother with 5 talents went and found the sister with 2 talents and said, let's go find this joker with the 1 talent, dug up his 1 talent, and together they formed 3 Servants Incorporated and put all of their talents together. Your 1 talent that you're scared to show, that 1 talent that you have that you bury, could be the talent that triggers everything. That could be the talent that's missing. And that's collaboration. And that is the thing that holds us back. I see this in ethnic groups. Where I live in New Jersey, there's a 7-Eleven and a Dunkin' Donuts right next to each other. They only hire their people. They only hire their people. I come in and I get an attitude. And I say, customers are diverse. But that's what we, they came together. They said, look, we're going into business. We're hiring our people. Unity. 3 Servants Incorporated. It's collaboration. I had to speed up a little bit. Time is running. So the first C was what? Calling. We all have one. The second C was what? Courage. Courage. You can have a great calling, but if you don't have the courage to act it out, it will never manifest. The third C was what? Completion. You get with the end in mind. Write your eulogy. Write a vision statement. Write your business plan. What will it look like? The fifth, that's the fourth, right? It's credibility. Check your credit score. And I'm not just talking about money. And the fifth is collaboration. Green work makes the team work. Muhammad Ali was my first hero. And this is an iconic picture of Muhammad Ali. This was his second fight against Sonny Liston. Knocked him out in the first round, first minute. I remember as a little boy, I had a postcard that my mother gave me of Muhammad Ali with boxing gloves. That was like my hero. I saw him on ABC Wide World of Sports, and he was talking about stuff like, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and I can't possibly be beat, right? And I was like, whoa, I never heard a black man talk like that, right? So Ali was my hero. In my organization, we take people to the Muhammad Ali Center for leadership training. I just wanted to find a way to get to the Ali Center as much as possible, so I created some stuff around it. And so this is a real iconic picture of Muhammad Ali. Perhaps the most used and most popular picture. And I love that picture, right? And my goal is to, like, at the end of the day, I've had a Muhammad Ali picture. Some days I have a Sonny Liston picture, right? Good day. But I will tell you, this is my favorite picture of Muhammad Ali, and I will tell you why. This is 1971, the fight of the century. 3 years after being in exile for standing up for his rights and not fighting in the Vietnam War, Muhammad Ali was given back his ability to box, to earn a living. And he had 2 fights, warm-up fights, and then he fought Joe Frazier, who was undefeated. They both were undefeated. They called him Smoking Joe. Ali was off for 3 years. This is the 15th round of the fight of the century at Madison Square Garden. And Joe Frazier just hit Muhammad Ali with a left hook that his ancestors felt in Africa. The reason why this is my favorite picture, Ali had all the reason in the world to stay down. He had all the excuses. Now, I saw the video, you watched the videotape. There was no tripping in, boy. That was a left hook, and Ali got up. Leadership. We've heard this, right, in some of the things up here about being dedicated, right, about being resilient, about being brave. It's not how far you fall, it's how high you bounce. Talk to anyone that you deem successful. Don't ask them about their successes. Ask them about where you failed and how did you get up. And so the 6th C is about change. Shift happens. Shift. Shift happens in our leadership plans. It could be change, it could be crisis. It's how we bounce back. And the theme that you have to, as a deep-end leader, to stop stalling on your calling, is to say when shift happens, don't get bitter, get better. Don't get bitter, get better. And I don't have time to tell that story because I got a couple other stories I want to tell before we stop, but I learned that lesson at the Apollo Theater in 1995. I got an opportunity to speak in front of a packed Apollo Theater audience, to talk about my work leading Beacon Schools. I've been speaking around the country, and I got on stage, and I got into the middle of a sentence and could not complete the sentence. Kept trying, could not. Said something and went and sat down in my front row seat, was so embarrassed, and I said, I would never ever do any public speaking again. Apollo Theater was so quiet with me up there, I could swear I heard the clock ticking in a lot of places. And I had to say to myself, Sean, how many times have you told young people don't get bitter, get better? And as fate would have it, a year later, I had another invitation to speak at the Apollo. Was I scared?
Nope. Yeah, a little bit.
I was scared to death. Scared to death. But I did it anyway. I don't remember what I said. It was a standing ovation. If I would have stayed down, I would not be in front of you today. If I would have said, you know what, I am never ever doing public speaking again, I don't want that to happen. Somebody sitting in this room is bitter about something where you can be getting better. And you know what it is. I got my stuff too, right? Some of us got a long list. But we just talked about that stuff that's making you bitter. That stumbling block can be your stepping stone. So we got calling, we got courage. And courage is my favorite one. We have completion, credibility, collaboration, and change. Shift happens. It's not how far you fall, but how high you bounce that truly matters. I pray that you all get a little bit more bounce to the ounce. And the last is community. That's what I call the dove nest. That's me and my family. My wife is holding my niece, and I posted that picture. I have folks ready to do an intervention in my life. They said, hold up, you done had another kid? You got 4 kids? Twins took me over the top. But that's my family. And my wife reminds me all the time that black male achievement begins and ends at home. And I was there for the delivery of all 4 of my children. Nia, my firstborn, who's 22 now. She just came back yesterday for her senior semester. She spent abroad studying in London. And I remember this was my second marriage. I kind of shared with you, the Love Dove story. That's a whole other workshop. But my second marriage. And in my first marriage, I didn't think we could have kids. I thought it was me. And when my wife got pregnant, and that morning she said to me, her water broke. I was like, stop playing your water. She said, no, my water broke. And so Nia, my firstborn, has a photo album this thick because I took pictures in the hallway going to the elevator, pictures in the elevator, pictures getting out of the elevator. All my homeboys had already become followers. I was the last one. You know how guys can be, you shooting blanks, what's up, blah, 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 blah. And so Nia has this thick photo album, and this was way before the cell phone, right? I had to send the camera and wait for me. Right. So, some of y'all old enough. Some people don't know, right? You snapping stuff right away, right? Maya, my second born daughter, we had moved from Harlem to Queens. My wife was moaning in the middle of the night, 22 months after Nia was born. I'm like, what are you moaning about? What are you dreaming about? It doesn't be me. She said, I'm not dreaming, stupid, I'm having contractions. So we got up, and I was ready to come back to the New York hospital. My wife, in having contractions, said, no, we better go to Jamaica hospital. And thank God she did that when it was called a tri-bone bridge, because if we would have had my way, Maya would have been born on a tri-bone bridge because she came exploding out after 1 hour after the first contraction. And that's how Maya was. Maya is fast. She did everything fast. She runs fast, she eats fast, she talks fast. That's how Maya was in her delivery. My twin boys were a little different. About 17 weeks into the pregnancy, we went to go find out the sex of the baby. And in the technician room, we found out that we were having twins. The technician was doing the sonogram and said, we were like, what? She said, you guys are having twins, and we were really excited. But she said, let's make sure everything is okay. And we found out my wife had to be rushed to the emergency room because she was dilated so much that if she didn't go immediately on bed rest, the babies would not have made it, my twin boys. And what was interesting was around the holidays we went, we was like, do we want to go do this before or after the holidays? Thank God we did it before, because my son just came out at 17 weeks, right? So she had to go on bed rest and get something that's called a cerclage. I'm not going to go into deep details because I know y'all still have to eat. But when it was time for Desiree, my wife, to deliver, they weren't ready for a C-section, but she pushed Cameron out. This was her third baby she pushed out. No matter how hard she pushed, Caleb would not come out. She had already pushed out 3 babies. 9 minutes after his twin brother Cameron came out, Caleb's vital signs began to drop on the monitor. What we realized was Caleb was breached. He was turned around. And when that happens, no matter how hard a woman pushes, that baby's not coming out. His vital signs were dropping. They didn't have time to do the C-section. They weren't set up for it. And the doctor said, I have to pull him out. So instead of Caleb coming out head first, he came out feet first. And my wife said that was the most painful. I was there, I think I still have a scar. From digging in with her nails. That was the most painful thing she's ever experienced. But the metaphor, the lesson that I learned, yes, he's 15 now. They're going to be 16 in April, eating me out of house and home. Oh man, that's a whole nother thing, right? But what I realized, and this is a message for you around community and culture. No matter what you have pushed out in your leadership life, the thing that you were really called to do, you will never push out alone. You will never push out alone. That's just the way it is. That thing that may be keeping you up at night, that thing you keep trying and stumbling and doing, trying to do on your own, you got to get vulnerable. And I said vulnerable is a new what? Vulnerable is a new sexy. You got to get vulnerable enough to go up to someone and say, I got something inside of me, and I need your help to pull it out. That is what leadership and community is about. Deep end leadership, you are never in the deep end alone. Because if you are in the deep end alone, you're not going to make it. So my question to you is, what's inside? What is that deep yearning, your leadership calling that's inside of you that you have to go to someone and say, I need your help to get it out? What we really need from you, you won't be able to push out by yourself. So what does winning look like? I'm going to take about 7 minutes. Okay, if I take about 7 minutes over after a lunch break, Tai Chi kind of got us started. All right, okay, everyone said yes. Okay, good. What does winning look like? And some people in my leadership role and helping to catalyze a movement around Black male achievement may look at this picture and say, wow, that's what winning looks like. That's me with George Soros, who was the chairman of the organization I worked for, the Open Society Foundations. At the time, he was worth about $25 billion. And that was Mayor Michael Bloomberg. This was the day we launched the Young Men's Initiative, and he was worth about $30 billion. And that's a young man standing on Mayor Bloomberg that was part of the Young Men's Initiative. And some folks say, wow, that's what winning looks like. I don't care what presentation I'm doing, right? I'm standing next to 2 billionaires. I'm going to try and get that picture up there, right? And I said, so I got to get to the point where I'm one of them, right? So some people, I said, no, that's not what winning looks like. So some of you saw this briefly in the video. This is a picture in the Roosevelt Room of the White House. And this was the day that we convinced President Barack Obama to launch the My Brother's Keeper initiative. It was a bunch of philanthropic leaders, and they were all CEOs. I was the most junior person in the room. But when you act in your calling with humility and with focus, you don't know what seat you're going to get at the table. When we went in the room, I saw the name tags, and then I looked across, and I saw right across from me was the president. But I was like, this is the president, right? That's Eric Holder in there. And I told Mama, I said, you say you're going to judge me by who I'm hanging with, right? She got that picture. Yeah. So I will tell you, I don't know what I was saying, right? I was animated, right? I was saying something. I look at the picture and I know I got his attention. He probably thinking like, we need to tighten security. This guy is crazy. And so people look at it, wow, that's what success looks like. I said, no. To me, this is what success looks like. And let me tell you a story about this dollar bill real quick. So, my children give me so much material. So, I told you that, my mother didn't believe in timeout, she believed in knockout. Me and my wife decided we were going to try things differently. We were going to try the timeout route, right? There was one day where my twin boys, Cameron and Caleb, were having a spat. And we separated them. And I sent Cameron upstairs to his room and told Caleb to stay downstairs. Cameron, you know, he's the firstborn, and he had all the anger challenges, and he went up to his room, and there was a dollar bill in his room, and he ripped up the dollar bill. Now, in my day, that was a whipping. When you rip up a dollar bill, that was a whipping. His older sister, Nia, the hero of the family, you know, Nia was on the honor roll at kindergarten. She learned how to ride a bike in one day, and she was like the hero of the family. Some of you might be like that, the hero of your family, right? There was a moment in time when we would tell the kids to do something. They said, well, we'll get back to you. Let's check with Nia, right? Nia storms out of her room to see what the commotion is and see that Cameron has ripped up this dollar bill and brought it downstairs and put it on the kitchen counter. So look what Cameron did. He ripped up this dollar. It has no value. Maya, who was in the living room, and she might have been watching Dora the Explorer, that was her thing. Maya was a classic middle child, in between the hero Nia and these cute chubby twins, and she always struggled to find her way. Maya needed extra help in school all throughout her schooling. She had to get speech therapy. Maya had to figure out where she would fit in. But I saw Maya get up and do something that showed me what winning looks like. Maya went into the kitchen after Nia, the expert, came down and said, this dollar bill has no value. Maya went into the kitchen drawer, and we all got a kitchen drawer like this, right? My kid, no matter how many times I clean this kitchen drawer out, some kind of gremlins come back and they mess it up. This kitchen drawer got batteries that long been dead, wires to stuff that has like, you know, some of us got 8-track tapes in our kitchen drawer, you know, it's gonna come back. So Maya had the initiative, she had an